Space Marines look like the easy start until you try to buy them. There's Combat Patrol, 3 starter boxes, a wall of chapter colors, and every form hero swears a different unit is auto take. You just want to build a real 2,000 point Space Marine army that feels like the poster boys, not a random pile of blue, green, or red plastic. So here's the deal. In this video, we're going to learn what Space Marines actually are in Warhammer 40,000, how they play on a normal 2,000 point board, which units make them fun to use, how to buy them in the right order so you don't waste money, and I'll hand you a simple roster you can copy and then update with the October 2025 points. No guesswork. No, I bought 3 captains and can't play any of them. Rules first. It's clear. Everything I'm talking about is Warhammer 40,000 10th edition. We are using Space Marines and points as of October 25. If Game Workshop drops a new balanced data sheet or a new field manual after that, just open it, change the numbers, and keep the plan. The way Marines work does not fall apart just because the gun went up 10 points. Maybe you just finished the guys from the starter set. Maybe you watched a bunch of battle reports and noticed Space Marines are everywhere. Maybe you played Space Marines back in 8th or 9th edition, and now everyone says detachment, and none of the rules look the same. You want the current, simple, up-to-date version. That is this. Let's start with what Space Marines are. Space Marines are the problem-solving army of the setting. When the Imperium finds a problem too ugly for normal humans, it sends the Marines. On the table, that becomes something on the board is going to ruin your plan. So the Marines pick it, shoot it, punch it, and take its place. That is the fantasy, and that is the game plan. Marines are not a green tide. They are a small number of very hard models that do more work than their model count. They are elite. They wear power armor. They have good saves. Most of them have 2 or more wounds. Many of them can either shoot very well or fight very well, or do both. If you set them up, they are flexible. They have characters, transports, jump infantry, heavy infantry, dreadnoughts, and sometimes even aircraft. This is why people recommend them to beginners. Whatever mission you end up playing, Marines have a tool for it. Now let's talk about the turn. A good Space Marine turn at 2,000 points looks like this. Step 1, spot the threat. Which enemy unit messes up the mission the most right now? Step 2, point enough of your army at that one unit. Step 3, remove it. Step 4, stand on or near the objective that mattered. That's it. New Marine players lose when they spread out their shooting, shoot 5 different targets, and kill none of them. Marines don't win like that. Marines win by focusing on the objective. Every turn should feel like that thing is gone. Next turn, we're going to do it to that thing. That leads straight into the pain you told me about. You went to build Marines and you ran into a wall. First wall, too many boxes. Primaris, Firstborn, chapter boxes, heroes, special characters. Second wall, too many options. One person says go all shooting. The next person says go assault Marines or don't play. Another person says actually, you should be Iron Hands right now. The third wall, updates. Every few months, Game Workshop tweaks Marine points or detachment rules, so you never feel like you're allowed to lock in a list. Here's the clean order. We are going to build around Marine jobs, not around what was briefly hot on social. If you buy the job, your army keeps working even when a unit's points move. Job 1 is board control. You must have units that can stand on objectives and count for primary. That's your Intercessors, 2 5-man squads minimum. They are not the coolest units. They are not the flashiest units. But they are the units that make your list legal. And they are the unit your support characters can safely join. Job 2 is mid-board dominance. Somebody has to walk to the middle of the table and say, this is mine. This is where Assault Intercessors, Terminators, and Blade Guard veterans live. Pick the style you like. Terminators if you want the classic armored brick. Blade Guard if you want the sword and shield Marines. Assault Intercessors if you want to keep it simple and cheap. The key is that at least one unit in your armor can actually fight for the middle. Job 3 is threat. Space Marines feel like Space Marines when there is a dreadnought or a similar hard target on the table. A dreadnought shoots well, punches well, and soaks damage. More importantly, a dreadnought makes your opponent deal with it. They cannot pretend it does not exist. It also loves Marine rerolls and stratagems, so it makes your good rolls even better. Job 4 is finishing power. You want one unit whose actual job is to erase a tough enemy model. Right now, depending on points, that can be Hellblasters, Eradicators, Desolation style squads, or whatever the current Marine gun infantry is in October of 25. The name can change. The job does not. Have one serious range threat, so your turn is never wasted. Job 5 is mobility. New players forget this. The board's big, so it punishes slow infantry. One transport, even a cheap one, makes your army play smoother. A Rhino, an Impulsor, whatever the current Marine fast box is, gives you delivery for your troops or lets your elite units stay closer to the fight. If you look at those 5 jobs, you can see the buying path. Start with the current Space Marine Combat Patrol, or Starter, because it is the cheapest way to get modern Marines, and it teaches you the data sheets that are in the downloads. And a second troop box, so you own 2 objective units. Add a Dreadnought, because a Dreadnought is the heart of a lot of the casual Marine list, and it is fun. Add your elite brick Terminators or Blade Guard, so that you have something that can sit in the middle and not melt. Then add a transport, so you're not walking across the table under fire. That order is safe. That order works even when points change. Turn 1, claim your home objective and set up angles. Do not overextend. Keep your Dreadnought and your elite unit in spots where you can go left or right, because you do not yet know where the fight will happen. If your opponent pushed too far forward, that is the target for the turn. Shoot it with the gun unit, finish it with the dread, and move a troop unit onto the nearest scoring point. Turn 2, move to the middle and start trading. Use your melee Marines or your elite brick to push enemy units off the central objective. Keep at least 1 troop unit safe so you can score secondaries or mission actions if you have a transport. This is the turn where you unload and make a play. Turn 3 and 4, the game becomes remove the most dangerous enemy unit each turn and stay on scoring points. Marines win by still having good units alive this late. If you were forced in turns 1 and 2, you should now be ahead on board and able to bully smaller enemy units away from the objective. Do not chase every enemy. Kill the unit that stops you from scoring. You might be wondering if this works for your chapter. Yes, if you are painting Ultramarines, Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Salamanders, Imperial Fist, Raven Guard, Space Wolves, or a custom Crusade color, this plan still works because it is built on the shared Marine tools. Later, when you want to learn into chapter flavor, you can swap the elite unit or the gun unit for the one that matches your lore or your detachment. Now let's give you a simple 2,000 point style shell. This is not a tournament spike list. This is the teaching list. Take a captain style leader. He goes in an important unit and makes it better. Take a lieutenant or similar support character and slot him into your intercessor squad. Take 2 5-man intercessor units for board control. Take a 10-man assault intercessor unit if you like to punch, or 2 5-man squads if that is what you own. Take 5 Terminators or 5 Blade Guard for the mid-board brick. Take 1 Dreadnought as your main hard threat. Take 1 5-man gun unit that is actually effective in October 25. Take 1 transport to get somebody to the mid-board. That shell teaches you almost everything. It teaches you attaching character. It teaches you holding. It teaches you pushing the mid. It teaches using a transport. And it teaches focusing fire on a single target. When points change, you can swap the gun unit first or drop the transport for a cheaper one. But you keep the same shape. What if you do not own all that yet? Play it as 1,000 points. Keep 1 character, 1 troop, 1 elite unit, and the Dreadnought. That already shows you in the Marine rhythm. Move on to an objective, focus firing on 1 enemy unit, scoring. Then every time you buy a new box, you're not just guessing, you're just plugging it into the job that is missing. This is how you grow your collection without buying 3 boxes you never use. Before you take it to the store or an event, open the newest Space Marine PDF on the Warhammer site and check for points. It takes 1 minute and it keeps you from showing up 5 points over. The structure stays the same. We just nudge numbers. Do that every time you play so you stay consistent. Let's finish with mistakes, because this is where people burn money. Mistake number 1, buying by looks only. Every Marine kit looks awesome, but if you only buy characters and cool elites, you won't have enough scoring units. Mistake number 2, walking across the table with no ride. Boards in 40k still punish slow Marines. Give at least 1 unit a transport. Mistake number 3, splitting fire. Your rules are best when your whole army gangs up on the same target. Mistake number 4, ignoring the newest downloads. Points move, check them. Recap, Space Marines are the problem solver army. Win by focusing on 1 unit at a time, not by chipping at 5. Build around jobs so point change do not kill your list. Buy the starter, second troops, dreadnought, elite brick, then transport. Drop it on the table, take the mid, kill the important unit, and score. If that made Space Marines make sense to you, subscribe so you don't miss the Marine detachment breakdowns. So we're going to talk about the flavors of each chapter, which ones are worth building, and which ones you can skip for now.